And now it's time for Game 4 in this best of 5. Hellraisers entered the series with the 1-0 winner's bracket advantage. They took Game 2, well, effectively Game 1, but they led 2-0. They thought they had it. Power Rangers started out hot in the second played game of the series. Then everything got a little weird for the cast, for the gameplay. It went back and forth. It was basically a game of throw and catch, and Power Rangers ended up catching and carrying that last throw from Hellraisers all the way to a victory, now making the series 1-2. Hellraisers only need one more win. Power Rangers gonna need 2 if they want to take this. You're watching the European qualifiers for the Dota 2 Asia Championship 2015, and well, the winner of this team, they get seeded into the main event, a mini international to be held in China later this month and into early February. I'm LD. I think he's still with me. Hey, Blitz.
What's up, man? I'm still here.
You hanging in there, buddy?
Yeah. I really thought the games were over. I was ready to go eat and stuff like that.
No.
But then things just went. They gave me hope too, right? Hellraisers is like, I thought PR was gonna win, and I was like, okay, I'm okay with this.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hellraisers was gonna win, and I was like, sweet, I can go get Wingstop with Gods. And then things turned around.
No, Wingstop.
Yeah, that was the real Goldgraph loss.
Is he still awake? Really?
I don't know. He told me if the game was over, if it was 2 games or 3, he'd be good to go eat. But I think he might actually be asleep now.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm guessing he's passed out, but we're still hanging on to what's left of our energy levels. We'll try to bring you guys as much enthusiasm as possible, and the draft's now underway, so we'll hop into it quickly. It's a slight adjustment in the bans here. The Ancient Apparition getting banned out by Power Rangers, and they go straight into the Puck pick. Hellraisers, the reply for them is the Doom Disruptor, something that Cheshire Cat has been playing an awful lot today, but this time around, Hellraisers get their hands on it. They grab the Disruptor, so 2 heroes that can really do well with the Puck. The Dazzle, the reply from Power Rangers, and well, perhaps explaining that Ancient Apparition ban a little bit as well. We now see the Drow removed. You ban the AA, you got to be a little bit worried about some push potential if you're Hellraisers, so they'll just go ahead and take that out of the equation. And then the Power Rangers ban out Naga, so we'll see. The Naga
I don't want to deal with that again.
Yeah. The thing is, it felt like the Naga was going to lose that game too, but it didn't end up that way.
And he's gonna have nightmares about that Doom. He's gonna feel bad about that one.
Nobody wants the Brewmaster. It's just there's no interest in this.
Does that bother you that much?
Also, other hero that was ignored is Troll. Troll's been first phase banned a few games this series, but
didn't I tell you that was the hero a few days back?
You did, but people seem very bipolar. Sometimes he's first phase banned, sometimes he's entirely ignored.
It seems like teams like Alliance really like it. It seems like they're a little bit more comfortable with it, maybe.
Yes, Loda's been playing it quite a bit. They like to run it with Jug as well, which actually teams are banning Jug and Troll versus Alliance right now. At least that's what Navi was doing.
I still think Troll has a lot of potential as a hero, though. It can pretty much put any type of lineup you have into a pushing lineup. Broaching is really easy. You can either go for a late game scenario or an early game scenario with the hero. It just seems really flexible right now, but maybe it's just one of those things where the hero might need a slight buff, because sometimes you get kited pretty easily with that.
Yeah, it does. It just has a lot of versatility. Very tanky, can scale pretty well with farm and become a fairly hard carry. Good anti-carry because of the blind and the bash. Makes your makes your DPSer stronger if you want to go for heroes that have some proc, like a crit or a bash, but you don't have to. You can go for more of the pushing draft. We see Trolls with Chen. Occasionally with other pushing heroes, it can be viable. And this hero is an interesting little adjustment. Power Rangers go for the Lycan, something that has been very strong in the games I've seen him played, but is just ignored half the time. And they get the Puck Lycan duo. To me, one of the strongest duos in the game, because you coil everybody, you gotta run from Lycan most fights, but you can't when you're coiled, especially not if Puck gets that Ags, which seems to be all the rage lately. So I really like this Pike Lycan duo. It's kind of a classic combo dating back to TI2, and when Lycan was super broken, still pretty strong now. And we'll be excited to see how it works. And there's your brew. At long last, somebody's going to grab him. Hellraisers, a 4th pick brew.
It had to be somebody, right? The hero's just too good not to be used at some point.
He's really good against Lycan as well. Your evasion, drunken haze, cyclone him, and then just focus his team down. Very irritating.
You toss him up in the air. That's what you do.
Send him.
The wolf is he's so scared.
Send him to Ozland. Well, the closest thing to a counter remaining is now snagged. The Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, Sky is kind of good against him. As long as the Brew gets a Blink Dagger and he just does... He's not greedy, he doesn't go for the clap and the ultimate, and he just goes for the straightaway ultimate, it's not that bad. The best thing that Skywrath does against him is that he goes... If you go to gank the Brewmaster, the evasion doesn't trigger on his first ability, even though it should, because it's pretty much an attack. And the slow against him is excellent as well.
Final ban's coming out. The Bat Rider removed by Hellraisers. I love this ban. The Lycan Bat duo is just disgusting. So they won't have to deal with that. The Invis Wolves running around, setting up kills all over the place, and well, Gyrocopter removed by PR.
It's you can't see the TP circle, right? Unless you have travels for the Invis Wolves, or can you?
I don't think you can actually. Not sure.
Alright, then that combo is miserable to play against.
Even if you can just like hide them in the trees or juke them around, and then Bat just fireflies.
It's kind of like
anyway.
It's kind of like a better version of the Beastmaster Hawk thing.
Yeah, it's like the Tinker Beastmaster thing, except you have to deal with Lycan as well, which is one of the most annoying heroes in the game, I guess. Hellraiser's 5th pick. Let's see. They have their tempo controllers. Probably going to want that Arts hero. I guess they could run the Arts Doom, and they'll go now for the Phantom Assassin. So, which generally they run this as a mid, and aha! The Pocket 5th pick Broodmother. A series gets longer. It's been a long day more for Power Rangers than for Hellraisers, but I feel like sometimes teams do forget about Brood, and this is when the hero's almost always picked. 5th pick, look to ambush and just catch someone off guard. Well, what do you think? Is it a great Brood game here, Will, or do you expect it to struggle?
You wouldn't take it if it was a bad Brood game, but there's not a whole lot of ways to clear him. The heroes that work really well against Brood are heroes like Spirit Breaker, the ones that can kind of see him coming from a mile away and do something about it. Any sort of invis detection, any sort of huge creep clearing, like Earthshaker works really well. But when you're against, especially against a Phantom Assassin and supports like Rubik and Disruptor, they don't, early on in the game, they don't have the best ways to get rid of the Broodlings, and it's difficult for them to kind of deal with them. The only heroes that can really deal with them early on are probably the Brewmaster and maybe the Doom if he pops his Scorched Earth. But laning is going to be miserable against them. But here's the thing you don't want to do against Broodmother, okay? You don't want to tri-lane against him, like a regular tri-lane, because you're going to lose it. He's just going to get levels, he's going to send Broodlings on your supports, and they can't do anything. So what you kind of have to do is establish lane control as quick as you can, and then get other things done around the map. Because the hero is still kind of a 4v5 hero, and so you just gank mid, you gank top lane, you just get as much accomplished as you possibly can. Because if you let the Brood get online, I'm telling you right now, the Skywrath Brood combo is disgusting. All Skywrath has to do is sit at the bottom lane, spam out his slow, and then they can go for a kill really easily with the Ancient Seal plus like 8 Broodlings. So you definitely don't want him to get online as quick as possible.
So do you think you send the Brew bottom then to lane against him, and either the Rubik or the Disruptor to join him?
No, I think you lane normally in the beginning. Oh, actually, well, I don't even know here, because maybe you sacrifice the Doom. I mean, the Doom's got a really tanky build that isn't typically associated with the offlane, right? He's got a Stout Shield and a Ring of Protection off the bat. So maybe they send the Doom there, stack him some regen, and then with Scorched Earth, hope for the best. And aggro tri-lane with maybe a Brew? I'm not sure here.
Brew getting... Okay, they're going to send the Brew bottom, so...
Yeah, okay, that works
He's got the evasion, he's got the best AoE on the team early on. Not an easy kill for the Broodmother, and can hold his own fairly well if he gets enough regen. So they may even just leave him solo. If that's the case, they'll struggle with it.
Yeah. I thought the Doom was going to go there for a second, though, because he went Ring of Protection and the Stout Shield, which implies that he wasn't going to go for the offlane.
Yeah, he ended up selling the Ring of Protection, it looks like. So they must have done a last-minute change.
They probably had the same discussion we just had in our heads,
Yeah.
where we're like, where do you actually go for this?
Yeah.
But
They also did not give a sentry to the Brewmaster, so
yeah,
no.
they're really just sacrificing him.
They
You
may
don't
even
put
just
Trilane
aggressive
against them, though.
Trilane entirely.
Yeah, I
We'll
think that's the
see.
case. I think you have to. I think tri-laning against the Brood is just a bad idea in general.
I have seen dual lanes work, but normally it feels like it's just if the Brood Mother's misplay more than anything.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, we'll run through the teams here. Hellraisers holding that 2-1 advantage in the best of 5. They need 1. Power Rangers needing 2 to take this. Goddamn your Disruptor. Dread on the Rubik that was sensational in the first played game of this series. Goretz will be playing your Doom. Arts on the PA going mid, and it's Alpha Ninja on the Brewmaster bottom. Up against him will be the Brood Mother. This is going to be a very BM game in the bottom lane. Cheshire Cat playing that. Shadeslow, your Puck. Heading top is J4 on the Skyrath, Saniko the Dazzle, and Dityara the Lycan.
I don't know if this is a Rubik game, though. It doesn't seem like there's anything high priority from the steal.
Yeah, Grave, heals, okay. Scar spells are okay. Pucks are decent, but there's nothing amazing.
Yeah. It's not like the game we saw earlier today against Navi.
The webs.
The webs are actually really cool.
Yeah,
You could
they're
do the
fun.
webs.
Cheshire Cat is starting with a sentry here, and they're going to bring Dread down. He's got sentries of his own, along with an Obs Ward. Let's see where it looks to plant this.
Yeah, this is so awkward. They're not really sure how to lane this. It looks like they're just going to rotate the Doom to the jungle and maybe dual lane mid and then just leave top completely alone. But leaving top alone against a Lycan is a dangerous thing, LD.
Yeah, these lanes are looking really nice for PR early on. Looking at the mid lane, Puck is killable, but as long as he plays very defensively, should not die here. The Brood is not really in any danger, and then they have the free farm top lane. So they can even move this Dazzle around a bit. And looks like Saniko's going to journey towards mid, perhaps going for a bit of a courier snipe, but if that was the case, he was spotted. And Courier's already back to the base.
Yeah, and it looks like it is going to be some sort of dual lane right now for HR. And I think this is the right idea. Maybe just try to win this mid lane really hard. And looks like Goddamn is actually going straight to the bottom lane, but how much ability do they actually have to kill this Brood who's already level 3? And look, he's already beginning. He's sending the Broodlings. He's built up quite a few of them too.
It gets ugly from here. Yeah, they're going to go for the 2-minute rune. Goddamn picks up the double damage rune. Cheshire Cat just going to tuck himself a bit deeper into the tree line, it looks like. Just winding his way through, and no real commitment. So if Lycan free farm 12-2, Brood 9-2 already. Very good CS early for Cheshire Cat, despite it being a duel and now a tri-lane. And your Puck still doing pretty well in the mid lane, keeping more or less even with the PA. So CS going PR's way early, and you gotta wonder, will HR be able to find those kills later on to slow down the Brood and the Lycan when the split push, the Rat Dota begins?
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to go for this kill on him. They might have vision of him because of the sentry, but they can't mess this up. If they give up where the sentry is off the bat like this and they don't get the kill, they'll have wasted so much time. And there's so many Broodlings out, and it looks like Cheshire Cat's just going to run away.
Mid lane, pressure onto Arts, chase out from Shadeslow. He actually committed fairly heavily for this. Orb not available, he's slow on mana. Arts gonna get nuked down. One more auto attack gets the kill. Your first blood for the roaming Scarith Mage. You know, one thing we didn't mention, by the way, is how good heal bombs will be this game for Dazzle. He's got the Spiderlings as well as the Wolves to work with, so these supports, you just imagine a cloud of Spiderlings sneaking up on top of a support and then a quick Dazzle heal coming out. That's gonna be real painful.
If you're wondering why teams don't normally just abandon like Hellraisers are at this top lane, is that you're going to give up this tower and you're just going to allow, you only have to have one support sit there, and if one support splits XP with the carry, it's perfectly fine because they'll both hit 6 at a really reasonable time, and that frees up the rest of the map for the secondary support like I talked about. If this Skyrath just moves around between mid and bottom, and this combo, I don't know why, but it just feels so strong between Skyrath and Broodmother. You can pretty much kill any single support that comes out. And all Cheshire Cat has to do is have a little bit of Spiderlings ready, and then they just kind of assault the supports nonstop.
30 CS for Lycan at 4 minutes into the game. That is gross. 1,600 gold already in the bank and rising.
Yeah, Doom finally has to go to this top lane. He has to do something about it. Giving up two tier 2 towers, or two towers at this point in the game, especially a tier 1, is a really bad idea.
Dazzle has not skilled Grave, though, so they might be able to make a play here in Sneeko as the Doom is pursued out. Swinging around as your Phantom Assassin. This is
So
a
many
double
TPs.
TP, huge commitment. And now they're going to go bottom at the same time for the dire side. Sneeko gets crit. Goretz, will he get the kill? There's your TP out attempted. And it looks like he will end up making it. The Lycan, though, not so lucky as Arts managed to
And
turn
at
it
bottom.
around. And now on bottom they do go. Alpha Ninja retreating. And that'll be it.
He doesn't have enough mana to do anything. And I think he has to wait for him to get level 5, but... I told you, LD, the Skywrath will rotate bottom and help the Broodmother out.
Good call, my friend. Very good.
I've played this before, you know that? I've done this. I've been
Dota?
Skywrath.
Oh, nice play by Shadeslow. Throws up. That's the only way to counter the glimpse. You can't phase shift it, but you throw the orb. As soon as you get glimpse back, you just jaunt right in. Very well done.
That was okay for them though. They did manage to pick off the Lycan at top.
He's going Midas this game. Do you like the Midas choice here?
You might as well be as greedy as possible. The Broodmother is going to take up so much attention, and you need to scale as hard into the late game as you can, because if you assume that the Broodmother isn't going to be doing anything but pushing, you want enough farm in the mid game to be able to make a huge impact. And it's not even like they're going to be able to punish this Lycan. Every time they decide to TP 4 heroes up just to deal with the Lycan, it just opens up more and more space for this Broodmother. And that's why the Broodmother is a good pick.
PA now picking up the phase boots. Arts. I guess there is a lot of physical damage on PR, and at some point the PA can counter that quite nicely, as can the Brew, but there's still nukes for this stage of the game. The Skywrath, the Puck, Midas now online for your Lycan. Art's gonna swing towards bottom, where a double damager awaits him.
The good news, though, for Hellraisers is that once they get BKBs on Doom and PA, they're invincible. There's not actually anything that PR can do. Their supports aren't meant to deal with BKB carries at all. They're meant to just win this early game out.
Yeah, all dust popped here. Cheshire Cat retreating out, and that's gonna be a safe escape for him, it looks like. Meanwhile, top lane, Goretz trying to hold the line against Sneeko and Ditya. So, alternate pressure.
Crit!
Oh, what a crit! Does he get the kill? He goes in Vis. No, he doesn't end up surviving. Arts with the big double damage crit rotation.
I think this is too big of a...
Uh-oh. Did you see that heal bomb? That was gigantic.
Yeah, I think everybody's gonna die here for this one.
They don't have Bruce split yet. He's only level 5, now trapped in the coil. Trying to retreat out, and he will continue the retreat. Though J4 runs him down a bit more. Can he finish him? Another nuke. Couple more auto attacks. Low, the orb. Just searching for that last plink. They get the kill with the Spiderlings. Meanwhile, top lane. Now it's time to go on Goretz, like in morphing. Getting bigger, getting stronger, and looking for this tower. He'll just continue auto attacking, gets healed. De'Ara, though, a bit squishy. Doesn't really want to stick around any longer.
Yeah, but the tower almost goes down, and they had to devote 4 heroes to the bottom lane just to kill that Broodmother. But in rebuttal, they're able to pick up the PA and the Rubik. Or no, it was the Brewmaster.
Meanwhile, Sneeko just chill. Oh, chill. He's gonna make his big spin out towards the top lane. The Great Escape looks like will be achieved. Yeah, Cheshire Cat just starts taking over the jungle now. So he's applied pressure to the lane. He's keeping the Brewmaster occupied. He farms the enemy woods now, and you look at these HR supports, very level dependent. Disruptor, Rubik, heroes that need to get some experience early, and up mid lane, it's so aggressive. Perhaps too aggressive.
The Puck isn't in position for this kill.
Meanwhile,
She
top
just put it all down.
Sneeko also brought down the Dazzle taken out. No Doom even used there. Action all over the map. Dread's turn to engage. Shadeslow, though, has the Howl. And will throw out the coil. It does not connect on the Rubik. Ends up getting the PA kill, though, nicely. And now he looks for more. J4 gonna score a secondary one. A double kill for him.
What an outplay.
Oh my. That's trouble.
Yeah, but again, all you have to do is get BKBs on the PA and the Doom, and you're okay. And the Doom's actually huge because he's been focusing on jungling. This is what Cheshire Cat did as well in a previous game. He's going to get the Midas soon, and then once he gets the Blink Dagger, I mean, there's only one really big target that you go for on Doom. Well, I guess there's 2. It's the Puck or the Lycan, but it's pretty easy decision either way.
Yeah, maybe you jump that Dazzle if he's like sitting back in a good position to try and keep him alive, but generally speaking, those would be the targets. We'll see HR smoke, but it's a very deep smoke. They smoke from their tier 3 tower. And looking at Dire Vision right now, they don't actually see this, but they see nobody coming to the top lane. Nobody's showing mid right now. They have to be a little suspicious. Oh, Sneeko. Long-range dagger will come in. He's got a grave. He might need to use it. Now it gets lifted. Can they finish him before he gets the grave up? No! They can't, and now backup arrives. The Scarlet Mage coming in. Another dagger thrown out. Nukes onto Dread. The Mystic Flare. A complete airball. And now Lycan charges forward.
They're all dazzled, though.
One down. That's going to be 2. Your PA hopefully can rely on the evasion. Dread won't even live to tell the tale. Melts in seconds, but Art's the lone survivor here. 2 for 1. And the thing is, they smoke from the base to try and get that.
Yeah, and they only got a dazzle. I think they should have actually tried to go for Ra. You have to know that the Lycan's jungling. This is what all Lycans do. Lycan goes to the jungle. He gives the safe lane up to one of the supports to get levels here. And losing 2 supports just to be able to get the dazzle isn't really worth it, especially since both of them just went on Ra. And he's going to have a Vlad's and a Midas at 10 minutes.
Yeah, with the Broodmother constantly keeping HR busy in their woods, it's a Roshan that PR can look at pretty early on.
Yeah, he could go do it right now if he wanted.
They can try to walk into the pitting contest. They'll have a Brewmaster blink, but then Broodmother just takes your tier 1 bottom. So you're always going to have this very difficult trade-off no matter what you do.
Yeah, and look at what Goddamn has right now in terms of farm. He's got 1 Tango, a Teleport Scroll, and an Ironwood Branch. So any sort of engagement they get in at top, if PR decides to counter-engage whatsoever, it's going to be a free kill for them on him. He's pretty much just kind of like the sacrificial lamb.
PR, either going for that Rosh or a huge smoke play towards bottom. Probably the Roshan. Right now, Sneeko in front. He'll swing to the right with Ra here, and yeah, it'll be a freebie Rosh, it looks like.
Yeah. See what HR is doing right now? They should have
done
done that the first time.
They have the Brewmaster split. Ninja gonna jump in the heels there. He's trying to hang on to it. In the meantime, mid lane, Shade will also pursue it out. He'll phase shift as Ninja gets silenced. Oh, he's not gonna get the split. What a costly death. Now the Roshan claps, angry about the death of the Brew. And Arts breaks the coil in a Mystic Flare. He'll fall as well. PR continuing to find pickoff after pickoff, fighting for their playoff lives here. 1 win away from a deciding Game 5, and now leading by 7.5k gold at 12 minutes. It's getting to be a complete rout.
That's so big, and they don't have the mechanics that they did last game to come back into the game. Their split pushing ability isn't as strong. PR, on the other hand, is split pushing for days. And this Broodmother is just getting so much out of everything. He doesn't have to be there, he just continues to farm. The PA actually has to be the person going around making plays, because who's going to be left alone bottom against the Brood? It has to be the Brewmaster, and that's kind of the issue, is when you send your main initiating / teamfight hero just to deal with the Broodmother, then Brood's kind of accomplished her job already, without even having to be in the fights.
Yeah, and then the one time he does leave the lane, he gets killed. That's just salt in the wound. What do you think HR do now? Obviously, they know they're in a lot of trouble. This laning stage has gone horribly. They're losing map control. They're up against the Lycan Brood. Double Necrobolt carriers if they want to go for that. They both have double Midas. Or they both have a Midas. God, if they both had double Midas, this game would really be over.
I think... Well, I'm going to be Captain Hindsight for a second, and I think the first smoke, when they went for the Dazzle at top, they should have just gone into the jungle like they did the second time and picked off the Lycan. I mean, at this point, it's just maybe wait for your Doom to get as big as possible and hope that he gets really big Dooms off. But he's had to participate in like half of these fights, so it's not even like he's farming a lot.
This may be a very quick GG at the rate it's going. HR just getting dove to the tier 2s. They're going to try and spin around the PA. Maybe find the Skywrath here, but your Brewmaster caught out a bit. Split is online. He's going to pop it immediately.
They have to get a lot out of
this,
this,
but they phase shift the first boulder toss. Nicely done. PA leaping forward. Static Storm deployed to cover the retreat. Puck walking through it. Ra walking through it. J4 still surviving against the Brew split. Now they get the glimpse back. Throwing the puck the other direction, and he promptly turns on the Brew. He's going to die as well. Oh, it's a train wreck. Oh, it's just brutal to watch.
They didn't even get the Aegis, too, on the Lycan. There's no... I mean, I know people hate it when casters anti-hype or whatever, but there's actually so little that HR could do right now. This was just a classic outdraft. When you take the Lycan and the Brood, and the Broodmother, you have to learn. You have to just say, okay, we're gonna choose to deal with one or the other. But they weren't able to do either. Actually, the Brood got so much. I mean, look how farmed she is. She's got a Midas. She's got 3K gold. The Lycan is in a similar situation. He's got 2K gold on top of Midas and a Vlad's. It's just getting kind of out of hand right now for HR. It's not even like they have the superior team fight at this point either, because they're just so under-leveled in terms of items.
Nice do mid lane, but unfortunately, Dazzle is in position with the level 3 Grave. Dread will fall first at the tower. Shade Show healthy enough, should be able to survive for some more time. Goretz now trapped out. Well, not trapped, but on the run. As Rock is going to charge him down, gets the kill, scurries away to safety. At the same time, a coil onto Arts, onto Appa Ninja. They lose Arts. Appa Ninja probably next. The coil breaks, he'll fall. GG. They're going to call it quickly.
There's just no way.
Yeah, that 5th pick Broodmother, just such a nice move in a lot of drafts of this patch. And teams are generally cognizant of it. I'd say more often than not, I see the 5th ban on Brood if there's any chance it will work, but you know, sometimes you just forget about the hero and you just get caught off guard.
I think that's more just a case of being fatigued and not preparing properly. It's probably a hero that what is this, like I guess HR, they're going in pretty fresh into the series, so that wouldn't matter, but maybe it's just not a hero that they deal with very often. But when it happens like that, man, does it wreck.
Man, it was brutal. Well, it was also quick, so they won't I doubt HR will be too salty about this. More just like, well, we got a one up there with the draft, and they'll just look to play a little bit better the next game in that stage. And they have shown they're fully capable of out executing PR. It's just going to come down to if they get the right draft. Last time it was a 2-1 victory for HR. This time it goes to that deciding final game. Once again, a 2-2 score. Power Rangers, they're getting close. They can smell it. They can taste it. But they got to close out HR. HR looking to bounce back. Winner of this 1B01 at this point. The final deciding game 5. They move right along as your qualified team from Europe. The loser, a wildcard team. They still go to China. They still have a chance at that 1.6 million. But they got to earn it the hard way, the good old-fashioned way. So with that said, guys, he's Blitz. You can follow him at Blitz_Dota on Twitter. And I'm LD. We'll be right back for our deciding game 5. Thank you for watching the Dota 2 Asia Championships. We shall return.